you get into the specifics, which I think, you know, is important in an election, and you figure out, okay, where does this person really stand? Where have they been? What have they done? What are they going to do? And that's what we need, because you hire the President of the United States.
I think the majority of people do find me trustworthy more than they do the other candidate. And we can't solve problems if people don't think that their leaders are telling them the truth.
Mike, set us straight.
Yeah, the White House was very aggressive with this. The AP released this article at midnight. It had been out during the day. It's a new thing AP does of letting people have stories so that there'll be something fresh in the morning. And at 12:10 a.m., the White House put out this very detailed response. Now, here's what the AP found when it dug into recovery.gov, the website where job contracts based on stimulus spending are focused. They found that 3-4 jobs were sometimes counted when only one was real. They found a lot of errors in the data, and they found the totals overstated. Now, the White House says we're talking here about a program that has already created 1 million jobs, and that Friday we'll see a very big number coming out. Now, the AP looks at the other side of the telescope and says more jobs being reported Friday. That just means the mistakes that we found in this first data set will be magnified on Friday.
Yeah, 1 million jobs out, or maybe 24. Who knows?
Sometimes people try to act like facts don't matter. You know, facts kind of get in the way of soaring rhetoric or political combat. But facts are stubborn, and facts actually reflect the reality of what's going on in people's lives.
This week, it will be 1 year since Barack Obama was elected president. In that time, what has he done for and to the country?
I think what's important is choice and competition, and I'm convinced at the end of the day the plan will have both of those, but that is not the essential element.
Public option, not the essential element. That was on Sunday. Then there's the president himself. On Saturday, President Obama seemed to be setting up the first nail for the coffin of the public option.
The public option, whether we have it or we don't have it, is not the entirety of health care reform. This is just one sliver of it, one aspect of it.
Whether we have it or we don't have it.
The real question is this what it's going to take to change the system? Does this actually change the system? As we watch the bill enter the room, it had its own presentation there.
So let's have a quick look at what the bill will do in the new House bill. There is no robust public option.
I'm new to this, so I'm going to ask for your help. We all understand we have a very expensive healthcare system in this country that doesn't deliver very high-quality care to the average American, as measured 10 different ways. We're watching an effort at reform that offers a public option for a couple of percent of the people, offers a national exchange for a percent or two of the people, lots of incrementalism. Is this to be interpreted as how business must be done, or as a failure of reform?
Look, if you are running for president based primarily on a speech you gave in 2002 and speeches you have given since, most notably at the Democratic Convention, then I think it is fair to say we need to know more beyond the words. You know, if you are part of American political history, you know that the speeches are essential to frame an issue, to inspire and lift up people. But when the cameras are gone and when the lights are out, what happens next?
For example, people who keep on shooting even though they have no jump shot. You can tell that there's a certain self-delusional aspect to their game, right? That says something about who they are.
What this does is it guarantees that the profit-making insurance companies are still going to be able to control our health care process, and that's the real story. That's what we should really be talking about. But you know, I just feel bad that the Democrats felt like they had to cave on this and to compromise so early on when they didn't have to. I feel that you know, we could have gotten so much more. The American people wanted more than this, but you know, this is the kind of weak-kneed approach to claiming a victory, I guess.
Are you saying there is not a public option in this bill?
No, there's there's a public option, but most Americans, the vast majority of Americans, will not be able to choose. In other words, the average person, the real good public option would have been to allow any American to buy the same kind of insurance that Congress has. That was the original idea.
Let's be sure that every American has access to quality, affordable health care. That is what I have proposed. That is what I will do. I have a plan that is not government medicine, is not government-run medicine, not new bureaucracy. It takes a program that already exists, the plan by which members of Congress and federal employees, about 9 million of them, get their health care. And we're going to open it up to every other American. And we're going to give you the financial support you need to be able to pick among all the choices that are there. If it were so easy that all you did was show up in Washington and say, let's change.
The difference here is that the president made a big deal during the campaign about bringing something different to Washington. And I think it goes to your prior segment and what Chuck was talking about in terms of how voters are reading all of this stuff. They really did believe that this idea of change would happen. They believed when the president said that he didn't want to muddy the waters here in Washington any longer.
So shame on you, Barack Obama. It is time you ran a campaign consistent with your messages in public. That's what I expect from you.
I announced today that I'm forming a presidential exploratory committee. I'm not just starting a campaign, though. I'm beginning a conversation with you, with America, because we all need to be part of the discussion if we're all going to be part of the solution.
So it is official. A woman is running for president of the United States.
We're going on, we're going strong, and we're going all the way.
I'll tell you, we are not quite sure if she is going to make her way to any sort of microphone for a statement. It doesn't appear that way, so we'll just kind of watch some of these pictures here.
She's faced moments of public pain and private crisis, and seems to get stronger. She went from the White House to Capitol Hill, an elected official in her own right.
And whether you talk about the polls that have changed on the trust that actually this country now has for women to manage the hardest thing that's kept us out of the White House, and that is security. Over half the voters now trust women at the same level as men. To really make good decisions on foreign policy, homeland security, and the economy. And we've had 2 secretaries of state that have made it normal to see women in those positions.
I want you to think outside the proverbial box. I want you to give me the best advice you can. I want you to understand there is nothing that I welcome more than a good debate and the kind of dialogue that will make us better. So I take this office with a real sense of joy and responsibility, commitment and collaboration. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to work. Thank you, and God bless you here today in this historic, magnificent building. The 50th woman to leave this earth is orbiting overhead. If we can blast 50 women into space, we will someday launch a woman into the White House.
This Gallup poll that just came out, you were more popular than the president. President Obama, 56%, Clinton, 62%.
Now there's a new poll out showing that the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, is more popular than the president.
The most popular person in the Obama administration is not the president.
Good morning.
It's his Secretary of State.
It is just, to me, inexcusable that in a country as rich as ours, we cannot figure out how to provide quality, affordable health care.
For 15 years, I have stood up against the right-wing machine, and I've come out stronger. So if you want a winner who knows how to take them on, I'm your girl.
I want the 18 million people who have voted for me to be seen and heard, to be respected, to be given the real appreciation that you're due. We have won more votes than anyone has ever won who has run for the presidential nomination of any party in our country's history. I am very proud of that. But more than that, I am humbled and grateful
It is inconceivable to me people who work hard and do a good job every day can still be fired because of who they love. It is unfair, it is un-American, and we're going to put a stop to it once and for all.
Well, I think it's important that we recognize how people feel across America. They feel as though they're standing on a trap door. They are one pink slip, one missed mortgage payment, one medical diagnosis away from falling through.
Hillary Clinton is now viewed favorably by 65% of Americans, outshining even Michelle Obama.
Although we weren't able to shatter that hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And the light is shining through like never before, filling us all with the hope and the sure knowledge that the path will be a little easier next time.
It's not over until the lady in the pantsuit says it is.